Okay, so we are on to lesson 2 for today. So we are looking at basic functions. So let's define 3 basic functions for today. So our 3 basic that you're going to see is 1 over x, x squared, and the square root of x. So we're looking at examples here of what happens when we replace it with p of x with f of x on the inside. So essentially for these guys, what you do is where you see the f, x minus 4, you're going to replace x by x minus 4 and then add these onto the side. I know that doesn't make too much sense for you when you're looking at it, but essentially what it's going to do is you're going to keep the minus -2, and then it's going to be times your function that you have and replace x by x minus 4. So you see how this is there, and that's your answer. Okay. For this guy, you're going to do the same, but wherever you see an x, you're going to replace it by 1 over x, x squared, or square root. So essentially, f of x will become... So the internet cut out. That's exactly what I was expecting. Okay, so I guess that does it for that. So remember that f of x is, so we're gonna write it on the side here so we can do these guys. So f of x is 1 over x. G of x is x squared, and h of x is square root of x. So essentially what you're doing is wherever you see an x, you're gonna replace it by this. So f of x becomes 1 over x plus 5 minus 4. G of x will become, so the same thing where you see an x in the original one, you're going to replace it with the one in the function. So 3 is x squared plus 5 minus 4. H of x is 3 square root x plus 5 minus 4. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing with these guys. So f of x will be -2, 3 over x. G of x is going to become -2, 3x squared. H of x is going to become -2, 3 square root of x. Okay, I'm going to leave the last few for you guys to try out on your own. So I'm going to clear this, and then we're just going to look at what these graphs look like on their own. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit, just that way we can see it. So 1 of x, or 1 over x, is always going to look like the following. Now keep in mind, it always follows the y-axis here, but never actually touches it. And it comes here, and it does the same thing. So it follows the x-axis, but never touches it. And it does the same thing on the negatives here. Okay, and that's what it always looks like. So it's always going to follow along the y-axis and the x-axis, but it's never going to touch it. So that's what that graph looks like. For the x squared, you guys should know this one by now. So it's going to look like this on both sides. And that is a parabola is what we call that one. And then finally, the square root. The square root, you can never have a negative square root. So it always stays in the positive, and it just goes along like this. And she keeps going like that. Okay. So I'm going to clear that. There's some independent questions for you guys to try out. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you guys know where to find me.